I mean, being single in a social media world, it really sucks. You have your ups, your downs, your lies, your truths. He fine, but he ain't that fine. Why he's so cute, he ain't got no girl? So many questions, so very little answers. Why? Because nobody talks anymore. It's all about them. It's all about themselves. It's all about them. It's all about themselves. Yeah, I know I said it, but it's all about him. You worry about her, and you want me to holler at you? No. Raw News No Fluff presents Being Single in a Social Media World. Welcome back to Being Single in a Social Media World. I'm your voice, Brandy Grant, and I'm stupid excited as usual to be here with you all talking about being single in a social media world. Oh my gosh. You already know we have 3 things that we need to take care of. A little housekeeping we need to tend to. The first one I need you to do is subscribe now. Click my face if you're on YouTube. And go ahead and subscribe now. Make sure you're not missing any interviews. Make sure you're not missing any episodes. And make sure you are not missing the opportunity to be a part of the show. For my singles out there, it's tough. And social media does not make it any easier. Number 2, I need you to leave comments. And I need you to comment on other people's comments. That's what this is all about. You know, being open, being respectful, being truthful, just interacting. And we're doing it on a positive level. We're not here to tear anyone down. It's all about building, uplifting, and holding each other strong throughout this social media revolution. And lastly, and definitely not least, I want you to follow me, Brandy L. Grant, on IG at Brandy with a Y, L, Grant. Go ahead. Yep. Giving you a few seconds to handle that business. You can subscribe and follow me now, and you can leave comments as we go along. Let's get to it. On July 6th, I asked a question on my page that went a little something like this. Men only. Give me some relationship advice. I asked the question because a friend of mine on Facebook asked women for their advice, and I wanted to see what would come from it. Of course, I expected the ones that wanted attention and to be funny and just wasn't going to help at all, but the advice I got was nothing short of great. Some of the advice was short and sweet, the others were detailed and plain, some was common knowledge or often told to us, but others were like, oh, that's good. Yeah, that's really good, bruh. And to all the men that commented on other comments, thank you. And for all the men that commented and co-signed on the other comments, it just shows, and I hope other women caught this, that the initial advice was spot on. I mean, come on, chick, other men agreed with this dude. It's been seconded, it's been thirded, it's been fourthted, and those aren't even words, so girl, open your mind, even if you keep your eyes closed. The advice was great for a single chick in the social media world. I noticed that a lot of the advice leaned toward non-long distance relationships, more along the lines of in-person interaction, and none were on social media interaction. For example, keep your clothes on, don't talk about your relationship on social media. Though it is to me common sense, no man felt it that serious enough to mention it. Many of them were talking about your time and not to give it up ASAP, and I was just all smiles with these comments and offerings. I was filled up that the men on Facebook were so happy to share suggestions to someone they didn't even know, aren't interested in, don't care about, but they care enough to help promote healthy, happy relationships and another person's happiness. Dear men of Facebook, thank you for your time, your consideration, your advice, and your sincerity. Not only have I learned something, I also see that Facebook isn't full of shallow men that are just ready to send a dick pic and jump in somebody's bed. I'm deeply in love with your consideration, and I hope all of you will continue to invest your time in the growth of women and men alike. I wanted this top part to be short because I really want to get into the comments. Like, ladies, if you ignore any one of these free nuggets, you all want to eat. And like Diddy say, eat, eat, eat. Knowing how your man views a relationship is very important. And knowing how other men do is important as well. It helps me figure out when something isn't working. Leaning on my own understanding is foolish. God made man for a reason, right? God gives us each individual, each person experiences so that our mistakes, missteps, successes, and overcomings can help other people. We are here for other people. Newsflash, newsflash, newsflash alert. We are here for other people, not ourselves. Fellas, I've read each comment. I appreciate each comment. I respect each and every one of them, including Kenan James advising me to marry him. Show me the ring, boo. Show me the ring. Or the house. I would prefer a house, actually, but that's neither here nor there. That might be a whole nother episode. But I do want to highlight and speak on some of the comments. And they're in no particular order, probably in the order that they were posted, but not really in any particular order. So the first one is Jade Black here. He said, take it easy. Don't settle, but leave room for mistakes. Millennial men require patience. To what I say, ain't that the truth? Being single in a social media world spawned because millennial men that don't even themselves see that they require a lot of attention, patience, and time. Loud! But this comment was life because we can't expect men to be perfect just as we don't want them to expect us to be perfect. Although I am. Lies. Who said that? Anywho, we have to leave room for error. We have to be flexible. If we aren't flexible, we're setting ourselves up to break, and that junk hurts. Number 2 is brought to you by Aikichi Guillory. And I probably butchered your name. I'm sorry. But this is also the person I got the question from. Relearn what you think you know about relationships and relate to the man you're with. We all, as women, know what we know, that we know what we know, we know what we know about men. Pause. We don't know nothing. Times have changed. People have changed. We ourselves have changed. We need to relearn what we think we know and apply it to the man we're with today. We can hold on to our expectations, but we just have to learn the man we're with. We don't already know him. He is not your ex. Number 3, Dominic Smith. Don't expect for him to just know. We know y'all don't know nothing. My father is the best example, the best problem solver I have ever encountered. When I say ever, I mean ever. My dad can figure it out. One of my friends calls him a superhero because he knows what he knows. He's just great at it. What I've learned from him is that most men, given a little time, will figure it out. And in dealing with other guys, I've learned the truth. Some men won't ever figure it out, but will expect you to say nothing because it takes away from his masculinity. Give him time. Just sit back, give him time. Be patient. If he can't get it, help him get it. Don't give it to him. Don't give him the answer until you absolutely have to. And trust me, you'll know when that time comes. Asher Glasgow says, don't try to be the man. My mama used to say, I don't want to wear the pants, but if I have to, don't ever expect me to take them off. And I'll say the same. I don't want to be the man in a relationship. That's why I'm with a man. But if you back me up against the wall and I have no choice, I will step in it easily. And you had better not try to boot me out. Now, if it's one of those situations where I have to take care of the financial responsibility for a period, then cool, I understand. But if you're continually not just manning up and being the man and doing what you're supposed to do, and I have to, trust and believe I'm going to stay in that position because there's a saying in Texas, I'm sure it's in Tennessee, but I know it's in Texas that goes, fool me once, shame on you, fool me, can't get fooled again. Jeremy Arrington says, listen, don't keep going around, but actually listen to what he's saying. Understand things from his logical point of view. Now, not everything a man says is logical. Let's be clear. But I see where you're coming from. I listen. And I listen. But when you start going in circles, I exit. I don't argue, but my facial expressions do sometimes. This is sound advice though. My mom says if you're listening to respond, then you aren't listening. You can't solve a problem if you aren't even listening to the whole problem. Your half is not the whole problem. Two people are in a relationship Your side matters just as much as his side. Sound advice, Jeremy. And it's probably more sound advice because it's pretty much what my mommy used to say. I'll add this. For me, not for y'all, I don't have to win every discussion. And I call them discussions. I don't call them arguments because I don't argue. I'll sooner walk away and leave you yelling at yourself. Lee Campbell says, be a good person. You can't be responsible for anyone's happiness except for your own. I knew this, but I didn't always live by it. I tried to make a couple of people happy in my past, and in trying to make them happy, I made myself miserable because they just didn't want to be happy with me. But if I remain the dope Brandy that I am, that I know and I love, that dope him will find his happiness in and with me, and I in and with him. Be you always. Tek Lewis says growth is good. Recognize the growth, encourage it, but don't try to change him for your liking, and maybe look at how you yourself can grow. Growth is great, Mr. Lewis. Heck yeah. If he's not growing, he's dead. Point blank and period. If you don't give him room to grow, you're death. And the same goes with him for you. If a man isn't giving you the room to grow, if he's not encouraging your growth, he's trying to kill you. Dwayne Ross says, learn how to handle a man and speak to him, and most of the time the relationship will go good. Jump out of line because you feel a certain way, and you'll be the one creating the problem, not him. Insecurity kills relationships. Oh my goodness, yes. Being insecure will kill a relationship. I can only tell you so many times you look good. I can only tell you so many times you're handsome. I can only tell you so many times you're fine. If you keep telling me, I look alright, I'm going to stop telling you. What I got from this is stay in your lane. Yep. We all have a lane to stay in. I know, shocking. In relationships, we have our lane, even if you aren't the quote-unquote traditional husband and wife or the traditional boyfriend-girlfriend. You talk to a man like he's a child, and you'll spend the rest of your days raising a man. The last thing I would ever want to do is destroy my man's ego. He stands taller and prouder because of that thing. I feel like it's a part of his masculinity. We ladies are at the controls of society. You don't think we control our men? Learn the instruction manual before you try to build a bike when you actually have a manual for a car. Anthony Collins, don't expect a man to feel what your heart's missing. Only expect him to be more than the last. That baggage is heavy, ain't it, sis? Drop it. Just make sure your next move is your best move. And that's for everybody. Make sure your next move is your best move. If you're still dating the same kind of dude, it's because you keep opening up that suitcase and letting him pop out. Been there, done that. Yeah, that's how I know. He can't fill your heart with so many holes, sis. Charles Landris, don't worry about finding the right person. Be the right person. And I'll make this short and sweet. And the right person will find you. Love it, Charles. Chris Guilfoyle, listen to your closest guy friends when they tell you a dude is bad news. We speak man, so we know how to interpret what they're really saying. This is real. Unless your friend wants you for himself, you better listen. I keeps me a gay dude already. What vibe you picking up on me? What vibe? Jeremy Sanders says communication is key. I speak for myself because this is a big thing for me. Your significant other won't ever know what you feel or that you feel some type of way or feel satisfied in the relationship unless it's communicated. Communicate. That's all. The squeaky wheel gets the oil. A closed mouth don't get fed. Enunciate. Use your words. Say it louder for the people in the back. Iotis Pop. Find a man that's independent and wants an independent woman. Show him that you can depend on him even if you are an independent woman. This will give him the peace of mind knowing that if stuff goes left, you're a real backbone and not a back brace. Make yourself happy because no one can, and find a man who knows how to make himself happy, and y'all enjoy happiness together. Ignore the fake news of inequality between men and women. Stay away from your disgruntled women friends. They will destroy your happiness. Don't expect a man to love you like you love him. There is no man that can love a woman like woman loves a man. Let him love you like an alpha man through protection, security, problem solving, and fatherhood if kids are involved. I don't need no man means you should run the one you're with away. Aye, aye, Captain. Roger that. All of your friends are not happy for you. Aye, aye, Captain. Roger that. Love levels are different. Sometimes men love harder. Sometimes women love harder. Aye, aye, Captain. Roger that. Now, these next comments had me like, say it again for me in 3 different languages, pa. The second runner-up goes to Ronnie Graham. Learn the psychology of men, the laws of attraction, the laws of power, and between all that, you get in where you fit in. It's a game with great reward and serious consequences. Ooh, ooh. It's not the game that where you'll act like you don't like that person so that that person will want you or give you what you want, or you're not going to call first type of game, but the game of life, love, and relationship. Talk that talk, Ronnie. Talk that talk. The first runner-up goes to one SQ dollar. You have the power. Never lose control. Never let your desire for a man cause you to compromise yourself. Know what you like, want, and need from a man in order to be happy. Know what happiness looks and sounds like and feels like to you. And if you want an expletive on the first date, do it. If you want to wait 90 days, do it. But do you? Nothing works for everyone. So you have to know yourself and know what you want. Men are simple. Women complicate us in their minds. Well, I think men are complicated because they don't express themselves. So we as women have to problem solve and guess a lot. It gets frustrating and tiring. But besides all that, SQ said that. Bruh, somebody missed it, but the people that know what they know made sure they know that. You have the power. You have the control. You have the desire, not over someone else, but over yourself. And once you appreciate that power, once you take on that power, once you develop that power, look at here. Your life and your relationship going to be so much easier. Thank you, SQ. That rhymed. Bars. Now, the best response is a 3-way tie. And in no particular order. Drum roll, please. Calvin C. Wimbush II. Yes, that is his own name. You can be strong, but still be soft. Most men are turned off by women who try, consciously or subconsciously, to outman them. You can't win. Ain't no heterosexual dude trying to come home to basically another dude. And that those who get to know me know that I'm sweet. Stuff don't cut it. Guys can see it from a mile away and will steer clear. Does that mean you can't have opinion? Nope. Just means you have to watch your delivery. To men, respect is the same as love. I'm going to say it again. To men, respect is how we feel loved. That's a secret weapon because you can dang near sprinkle that on any message you need to tell a man and he'll receive it. Look, y'all, my mouth watered when I read that. My mouth watered. Respect is the same as love. I digs that. I digs that. I digs that. I have nothing more to say about that. I digs that. Next in the 3-way tie is A. Ali Flores. Here is my patented love advice. Use the core rules of improv in every aspect of life and things will work out well. 1. Say yes. Accept offers and push the scene forward. 2. Don't negate. Don't shoot down opportunities or do things to make your partner feel less than accepted. 3. Make your partner look good. 4. Commit fully. 5. Have fun. And action. Hey, Ali. Yeah, that should be your TED Talk. That is brilliant. I'm going to go through it again just in case you missed something. The first one is okay, so all of these are improv rules. The first one is say yes, because when you say no, you end the scene pretty much. So say yes, accept offers, and push the scene forward. Yes, and. You want to go to the movies? Yes, and. Let's go grab something to eat. You want to wash clothes? Yes, and let's spoil them while we're there. 2, don't negate. Don't shoot down opportunities or do things to make your partner feel less than accepted. You want to go to the movies? No. Exactly. 3, make your partner look good. This is not the Brandy show. You have to make sure your partner looks good too. I know you want to win that Oscar, but if your performance is better than everyone else's, then people will take notice. If your skills are up there, they'll take notice. They'll realize that you're the better half. You don't need to say it. 4, commit fully. Don't be half in, because if you half in, then the scene is half out, so your relationship is half there. 5, have fun. Need I say more? Ali, need you say more? Have friggin' fun. And finally, in this 3-way tie, Mark Harris. A woman who understands man's nature and tactfully caters to it need have no fear of competition from other women. That was poetry. Men may be giants with indomitable willpower when dealing with other men, but they are easily managed by the women of their choice. Most men will not admit that they are easily influenced by women that they prefer, because it is in the nature of the male to want to be recognized as the stronger of the species. Moreover, the intelligent woman recognizes this manly trait and very wisely makes no issue of it. Some men know they're being influenced by the women in their life, their wife, their sweetheart, their mothers and sisters, but they tactfully refrain from rebelling against the influence because they are intelligent enough to know that no man is happy or complete without the modifying influence of the right woman. And I repeat, no man is happy or complete without the modifying influence of the right woman. The man who does not recognize this important truth deprives himself of power, which has done more to help men achieve success than all other forces combined. And what power is this? Women. Mark. Boom. That was just sexy. I mean, I guess I could read it again, but that was just sexy. And there were some other comments that followed, and I appreciate all of them. I read all of them. I do, no matter how long they are, I read them. It's wonderful to see how different men of different worlds see different things, but see the same things. We are more alike than we care to admit, but more different, so we need to know the one we're with. Lastly, I'll say this, and I'm surprised no one said it. Speak life into your man. Water him with not only love, affection, intimacy, and food, but with words. I posted before. We have to speak life into our men, especially our black men. So many people speak death on them, including us black women. You ain't nothing. You ain't never gonna be nothing. You're just worthless. All men are dogs. You gonna cheat. You sorry, etc. We have to speak life into our men if we want them to live. I pray for my husband most nights, and I affirm for him every morning. Babe, you are a mighty man of God, a strong, fair, and just leader of this household. You are healthy, awesome, and filled with joy. You are successful in your own right. You're loyal, you're honest, you're respectful. You are a proud man and a productive member of society, and you are exactly who God had in mind and exactly the man God had in mind for me. Ladies, speak life. Mine won't die on my watch, and trust, I got his 6. So, Raw News No Fluff presents Being Single in a Social Media World. That's our episode for the day, everyone. Remember, let's make sure we finished up those housekeeping things. You subscribed to this channel. You've left comments, or you're leaving comments on comments, making your original comments. Just make it do what it do, baby. Let me know what you think. Definitely make sure you follow me, Brandy Grant, on Instagram at Brandy with the YL Grant. That's on IG. And be sure to share this link. Y'all don't understand how much I appreciate y'all, because I do. Ooh. If you have any topics that you want to talk about, you want to hear about, you want to discuss, then send me a direct message on Being Single in a Social Media World on Facebook. Again, that's being single in a social media world. If you missed something, if you know someone that needs to catch something that was said on this episode, you can find this again on YouTube at Raw News No Fluff, on Facebook at both Raw News No Fluff and Being Single in a Social Media World, and on all podcast streaming platforms. Again, I appreciate you all for listening in this week. I look forward to reading your comments. I look forward to talking with you all soon. Talk to you next week.
Silence, please. Being single in the social media world sucks.